Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So you may have noticed every time I have frustrations with prejudice, with not fitting into culture here in the United States, I muse about moving to Poland. And there are two reasons for that. First of all, if I moved there today, I could semi retire. At least there would be a whole lot less pressure to fit in, right? If so, for example, here even here in the United States, I job hop a lot, not necessarily for a better pay, but for better tolerance of my differences. Right now, I teach at a community college, and I'm deathly afraid of sharing my worldviews on things. One of the most terrifying things that can happen is to go to the office on a Monday morning and to hear my colleagues ask, "How was your weekend?" Because I got to be very careful. You got to understand, colleagues often have worldviews, whether it be their favorite sports team, um, their ways of life, right? Some people have a problem with the kind of living arrangements that I have. I live with roommates. They have a problem with my eating habits. They don't voice it out loud. I wish they did, because then we could actually have a heart to heart discussion about, hey, I don't like the fact that you live with, different kind of people, or I don't like the clothes that you wear. I don't like that you don't eat junk food. We could have a heart to heart if they actually said that. Unfortunately, it's unspoken. That's the hardest part of it, right? Um, I wish I really do wish we had an open door policy on discussing that, right? I often tell my students, right? I teach at a community college. I often tell my students, if you have a problem with lifestyle issues, even if it's something that is difficult to discuss, I want you to privately discuss it with me, and I want to accommodate everybody. I've never gotten anybody taking me up on that, though. I'm sure one or more of my students is harboring one of these, right? It's very human nature to harbor that. Hey, I don't like that you. I don't like the fact that you're single. I don't like your food choices, right? I don't like the clothes that you wear. I really do wish people would say that. I really do, because one, if it's something that I can take suggestion from, I would love to, right? If somebody could show me the health benefits of eating whatever junk food, I would love to hear about that, right? Maybe there is something that I'm missing out, right? If somebody could show me the mental health benefits of wearing a certain color, right? I'm always open to learning new things. If somebody could show me a reason why, right? And number two, if there really isn't a good reason, we could have a heart to heart, right? And okay, so I'm deathly afraid of sharing. Now, there is one colleague that I get along with very well, and he's a distant cousin of Copernicus. See, I deal very well with Eastern Europeans for some reason. But to my dismay, I was talking to him today, and I learned he's retiring soon. I'm congratulating him for that. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, fuck. I mean, he's the glue that's keeping me bonded with the rest of the colleagues in the office, and he's leaving, and that terrifies me. And so it made me wish that I could. I don't know if he's retiring back home to Poland. His family's from Poland. I wish. Can I go with you to Poland? Right? Because I bond very well with those people. They don't hold grudges for differences. I had a PhD advisor who was from former Eastern Germany. I had a very easy time with her as well, and even though obviously there were some stresses that went along with working on a PhD, right? We had all the common problems, but at least we didn't have prejudices, right? She was for the back half of my PhD studies. I came out of the closet as a solosexual. That didn't cause any problems with the studies, right? I got accommodations to do things that solosexuals love to do. In fact, one time, when I was working on the final year of my PhD studies, one day I had lost my computer. I had I forgot what I did even. It's just on the road, and all of a sudden my laptop disappeared. And I went. This was back in 2010, long before the days of Walmart opening 24 hours a day. So I went on Craigslist to look for a computer to buy so I could catch up on my work. And I had to reinstall stuff, and I lost a bunch of code. And I stayed up all night, and I discovered an even better result. And the following day, I had a meeting with my PhD advisor, and everything would have been good except for the fact that it was up all night, right? And I was stressed out. And when my PhD advisor asked her, what's been going on? I said, I got too excited about this result. And she said, why don't you go home and get some sleep, because we don't want to have to pay your medical bills. That gave me a nice, warm, fuzzy feeling, right? That definitely doesn't happen at uh, any job I've had since then, right? Unfortunately, right? When I go into work like that, people just give me a bad attitude, and they judge me for the way I live. And I'm still disappointed that my colleague is retiring. I mean, I had to congratulate him, but in the back of my mind, fuck. It was like the floor just giving way when I heard that he was retiring, because he literally is the glue that's holding me in place. Anyway, Monday is always tough for me, because not because of Monday, not because of the work, but because of those how was your weekend kind of issues. I really try to stay away from the water cooler, and oftentimes it gets me in trouble because I often show up late, because I try to avoid those tricky situations, and sometimes I end up getting to the office late as a result, and then I get judged for being late, which I should, but I wish I could explain why I was late, right? Because I wanted to avoid all that drama. I wanted to show up and go directly to work, right? And unfortunately, it's become really tricky. I sometimes I synchronize my watch constantly to NASA so that I could show up to the office like within like 5 seconds. I literally do that sometimes. It reminds me of how punctual the Japanese train systems are. That's how I've used I just don't want to go to the office and have to talk nonsense, right? Because sooner or later somebody's going to hear something they don't like. And I wish we had an open door policy. Hey, I don't like that you go to see a lunar eclipse. If people actually said that, we could actually have a heart to heart, right? Unfortunately, it doesn't get spoken. See, I if it were up to me, I wish we didn't have uh, anti-discrimination laws, right? People ask me if I wish being solo sexual were another protected class. No, I don't. I wish we would roll back all the other protected classes. Then we could have a heart to heart. Oh, I don't want to hire black people. Hey, this black guy actually does a great job, right? That's the kind of world I wish we had, right? Because it would actually have a heart to heart, right? All right, this is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.